What do you think is the kind of overriding sentiment of affiliate marketers towards the industry? Are they optimistic? Are they cynical? Are they confused?
There's a lot of optimism around the channel at the kind of channel level, right? So, our forecast, we do a forecast once a year on spending in the US market. And we now predict that affiliate marketing is going to be responsible for $1 out of every $7 spent in retail e-commerce sales by 2029. I mean, it's definitely trending in the right direction because it's going to essentially, the growth in the channel is going to continue to outpace overall retail e-com sales growth. But that high-level optimism is also mixed in with pretty intense anxiety about what's going to happen in the near term, right? Where we do have these immensely unanswered questions about tracking, about shifts in consumer behavior, about rising spread of kind of couponing and how LLMs will use affiliate content, and also even just where people are going to, shop on the internet in the future. And so you roll all that up and there's a lot of questions in the near term, even though at a high level, the sort of at a high industry level, I think people are optimistic about the future.
Looking forward to 2026, what major shifts do you expect to have kind of the biggest impact for US advertisers as far as influencer and affiliate investments are concerned?
TikTok and Pinterest both took steps to make their platforms more affiliate friendly, I suppose. And creators continue really to sort of lean into affiliate as an opportunity for their businesses. And I think that we're going to just sort of see a lot of continued growth there, right? So I guess it was close to a month ago, the IAB released a creator economy survey, and that found that about 3 in 10 advertisers in the US say they work with creators via affiliate networks. And I think that we could see that number continue to climb significantly in the new year.
The biggest topic I think that has emerged, and I don't think this is necessarily it is a UK problem. I don't think it's a problem that necessarily originates or is because of the UK market, but sub-networks in particular have grown significantly in the number of them that are available, and that a lot of those traffic sources are actually coming from the Far East. And we've noticed kind of a huge upsurge in the volume of sales and traffic that is coming through them. And inevitably, when you have something that is quite disruptive to what is, the affiliate market is, the affiliate ecosystem is quite finely tuned, it's quite finely balanced. And when you get something that's disruptive that comes in, inevitably it causes like consternation, confusion. I know that networks are fully aware of this issue, and they have been at kind of pains to kind of demonstrate and talk to me about work that they're doing, initiatives, kind of additional investment that they're making. But sub-networks is definitely the biggest topic. It's kind of dwarfed everything else.
I do think on some level, it's advertisers are absolutely within their right to sort of, advocate for and demand that there be a lot of transparency and cleanliness in their ad spending channels, but they bear some responsibility for just doing a modicum of due diligence about who they're investing their money in. If someone comes up to you and, declares that they're the wallet inspector, you should probably have a look at them before, giving your wallet over to them. There's tons of examples of advertising or digital advertising channels where advertisers are, that have been in this long enough, understand that they have to do a certain amount of vetting and assessing of who they're going to be giving their money to.
I'm about to bring up everyone's favorite topic, but given that AI is reshaping everything from the overall consumer journey, where do you see it having the clearest impact on affiliate and partner marketing today?
I think that is going to be our key challenge for next year, how we ensure that affiliates are fairly rewarded if we do move more towards kind of zero-click world. That for me is going to be the thing that probably people will want to coalesce around trying to understand better next year.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the thing that's really, I guess, shocking about the way that this is trending is that, if you look at data around what people use an LLM chatbot for, it's really all of the things that, affiliates have, built businesses around helping with, right? It's, whether it's research, whether it's coupons, whether it's, even discovery to a degree, which a lot of content and creator sites, have made a lot of progress in. And so that's something to be watching for over the sort of medium to long term. But I think the zero click thing, it's hard to overstate how, profound it is that the entire business might have to shift to some sort of probabilistic, multi-touch, share, of conversion model versus the, a click-based one.
If we're looking around at things that we can do, that we're in control of, I'm wondering if some of those things, like whether it could lead to a kind of a renewed effort to optimize for product feeds, because obviously LLMs are being used as a kind of like price comparison, but also product comparison tools, right? And they are pulling lots of affiliate content into those. So from a price product comparison point of view, there's potentially kind of there could be an upside.
One of the things that we've all come to understand about LLMs is that they really thrive on specificity, right? It's not just, what are the best hiking shoes I can get for under $200? It's which is the best pair of hiking shoes I can get for under $200 that I can use to walk around in the Andes. All of a sudden, needing that kind of scale of specific recommendations or specific context around what you're searching for means you can't get by with a program that features, a dozen influencers. You probably need 24 or 36 or 40. Approaching things from that vantage point requires a fundamental shift in how you approach that kind of publisher and that kind of creator. So we're really, really early here, but I think that those are things that are worth thinking about on both the buy and the sell side here.
We've seen influencer become a much bigger part of the pie in affiliate marketing over the last few years. And because of that, it's kind of lending itself more to a performance marketing channel than it maybe historically was associated with. Is that the attraction for brands?
We did some research recently where we asked US internet users whether they had seen any content produced by an influencer in the previous 30 days, and only about 20% said yes. And to me, that kind of underdeveloped sense of who these people are is actually like a gigantic opportunity for both brands and influencers. Not in the sense of we can pull a fast one on these people because they don't even know they're being marketed to, but because there's a relationship that hasn't really been codified yet. And so in that kind of unsettled nature, there's this huge opportunity for brands and creators both to find a new, genuine and appealing way to sort of to market, really.
That type of influencer activity is becoming a lot more CPA focused, a lot more performance focused. And at the same time, the affiliate channel has done a better job, not the best, but a better job at talking around the halo effect. And so there has been more of a convergence because the affiliate channel isn't all about last click CPA payments anymore. In our most recent survey, around about £1 in £8 that is spent through the affiliate channel is on activity that is not last click CPA. So it does feel as though there has been more of a convergence of those two business models, and that feels like the industry is now in a position where it can take advantage of that.
I did want to ask you about, across both the US and the UK, actually, like this notion of coupon and discount usage being popularized beyond just coupon and discount partners. I think there's been a assumption in the past that mechanism is just for those particular partners. Clearly, that is not the case anymore. They have kind of broken out of just one partner type to, practically every partner in the entire kind of purchase funnel is using codes in some capacity or another. What are the implications of that for the channel?
I mean, I think that at a high level, in addition to the measurement stuff you alluded to, it's broadly a good thing because it's a signal of improving consumer sophistication, right? So, more people doing more research and also, looking for more value. All of that stuff redounds to affiliates' benefit because a lot of the content and the publisher sort of strategies are hinged on people looking for the right product for them. I think especially too, maybe this is sort of leapfrogging too far ahead, but this is especially true if we get into a space where agentic commerce begins to take off in any capacity, right? Where you can just tell a shopping bot, wait until the price on this drops by 30% and then buy it. And, then all of a sudden the affiliate makes some money, but the brand just gets squeezed in a way that they absolutely do not like. But that's maybe too far ahead in the future. But those are the sort of pros and cons that I see.
We actually noted that the share of brand spend that is going through voucher code sites is actually declining. Actually, it's kind of hovering around just over 10%. But we also asked the question of what percent of your sales are as a result of a voucher being redeemed, and that is more than double that amount. So clearly there is a classification issue around it, making sure that people are aware that a lot of affiliates that aren't voucher code affiliates are still making use of voucher codes. And the actual level of revenue that is going through coding is significantly higher than just looking at voucher code sites.
Looking ahead, where do you see the biggest sources of growth emerging in 2026?
I'm intrigued by what might come from growing advertiser interest coming out of China. If you look at the sort of defining storylines of digital advertising over the last, let's call it decade, whether it's, social ad spending or retail media, a really significant share of that spending has come from Chinese manufacturers, right? And I could absolutely see a repeat of that happening in affiliate. You saw a lot of partnerships sort of crystallize last year that sort of set the table for a growth in spending there. I will say that the end of the de minimis exemption in the U.S. absolutely complicates this. I mean, there are ways in which the Chinese government is sort of attempting to sort of, soften the impact of that, but it is going to complicate things a little bit. That said, I still think the sheer size of potential advertisers out there is hard to overlook. And I'm also just interested to see if there's more potential for an affiliate model when it comes to CTV. So, I just think the idea of, there's so much more migration, if you like, both in terms of time and money from traditional linear television into CTV. And, there are proof points that affiliate can kind of muscle its way in there, especially as more creator content moves into a CTV setting as well. And so I'm excited to see how that unfolds personally.
Kevin, same question for you. I guess, where do you see the biggest sources of growth in 2026?
So I think that the affiliate mix will continue to evolve, and we'll continue to see certain affiliate categories that maybe only account for a single-digit % of spend at the moment, but we'll continue to maybe see some of the biggest growth in those areas.
Max, just for you, what's one bold prediction you're confident will come true in affiliate marketing by the end of 2026? And we are going to hold you accountable to this.
You'll never catch me. I feel like I'm just talking my book here, but I feel pretty certain that creators will continue to vacuum up market share on the publisher side. We've been talking now for quite some time about why, but that to me it feels like an easy bet.
Yeah, there's some good momentum in that space right now. Kevin,
whether it's a bold prediction or whether it's just a question of us actually doing the work, is what I would love to do is get to a stage where we have a full set of best practice guides and standardization around what good looks like. Therefore, that becomes the de facto thing to point people to, so it kind of can't be really particularly skewed by any one particular company.